Everyone able to see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So yesterday we just discussed like what is the scope of testing and why we will learn manual testing and all. Okay. Now just go to a live site. Okay. Let's see what actually testing is. Let's say when I open this page, okay. So just first understand what is a web. We understood what is a web application and what is a desktop application. Now in web application also, this pop-up why it's not doing. Okay. Now when I have a web application also, see when I open a web application, this is a consist of different pages. If you will see when I log into this particular application, just flipkart.com. This is the home page. Okay, this is the starting page from which you will enter the other pages. Let's say you have a house. Okay, you have a main door in the house. Then when you enter the home, there are different rooms and different rooms are different doors. So basically, this is the home page of the application. Sure. This particular website consists of different pages. Okay, when I open the first page, that is basically the home page. You'll see in the URL there will be nothing, just the flipkart.com. But the moment, let's say the moment I clicked on mobiles, you'll see something else is appended to that. Why? Because now this is a different page of that application. Similarly, if you click on something main t-shirt, sure that will again be a different link because this is a different page of the application. So here, when a new page opens, the means a particular website can have multiple pages. If I talk about this Flipkart website or Amazon website, it would have around 1 lakh, 2 lakh pages. Okay, so these are called web pages. So when I click on this, click on any of the link, it opens a new web page. When you click on something and it loads and opens something new, means that is a new web page. But when I this thing is present, this thing are present in the same web page. But when I click and something new page open, URL will also change and the page will also change. That is a new web page basically. So you need to understand also while testing that in a application which I'm opening, that is a combination of different pages. Same happens for your desktop application or mobile application, every application. Because in desktop application also, if you click on something, it will go to a different page. So basically, whatever application we are using, let it be a web application, desktop application, or your mobile app, that's called mobile application. Everything is a combination of different pages. Okay. This one understood, everyone?
Yeah. Yes.
Now, let's say there is a login page. Here just I have a what? I have just one field. So if someone tells me to test this login page, how many scenario I can make out of this page? Just to test this feature, I'll give him some email ID or mobile number and click on request to me. Only this feature. And how many scenario is coming to your mind? Anyone can tell how many scenarios is coming to your mind. Just try. Nothing right or wrong. Just try. If I say you to test this text field, then how many scenario comes to your mind? Any one of you try. Don't think that it will be right or wrong.
For me, 2.
Okay, so what are those 2?
One would be right email and right number, and second would be wrong email, wrong number.
Okay, nice. Nice try. Anyone else? No one else want to try? Okay. So when I see this text field, actually it will come for you 5 scenarios. So what are the 5 scenarios? See. Just a minute. What happened to this? Okay. Now see. 5 scenario will come. First is I'll be giving correct email ID. Okay. Second is I'll be giving incorrect email ID. Third is I'll be giving correct phone number. Fourth is I'll be giving incorrect phone number. Okay. Fifth is I'll give blank. Means I will click on request OTP by giving nothing. I'll keep that field blank. So I'll have 5 scenarios here. But this I'll be having 5 scenarios. Okay. So when I will be given this text box, only this text box student, I'll be having 5 scenarios. Plus, one more scenario will be I need to verify that this enter email and mobile number text which is appearing. This is actually called as placeholder. Okay, whichever appears in a text box, that is called placeholder. The placeholder message is correctly displayed. Here it is tested, that's why it is correctly displayed enter email or mobile number. It may happen that here it may be displaying enter address. So you need to check that also, that this placeholder message is correct. Then you need to check what is the length of the string it is accepting. Now, let's say I enter phone number, it should accept only till 10 numbers. It should not accept more than 10 numbers. That also you need to verify. If you are in India, your phone number is generally 10 digits. I am not sure about other countries. So whichever country it is there, so it should verify that also. The length of the string which is accepting as phone number. It should be the same as the country's allowed digits. Okay. That means, let's say, now you may say that I could have checked that in correct phone number. No, it may happen that your country allows 10 digits. So you give and your this area is accepting 20 digits. So if you give 10 digits, that will work completely fine. Because your country is allowing and this application will allow 10 digits to work completely fine. But it allows up to 20 digits. So inside the 20 digit, 10 digit coming, that's why it is working. But it shouldn't allow 20 digits. It should allow only till 10 digits. So that is also a test case scenario. Okay. So check the length of mobile number allowed. See, 1, 2. Here it is also implemented. See, if it's India, so if I'm giving more than 10, it will not take. But it is taking actually. So that is a error. It shouldn't take. Okay. It should validate that the mobile number should take till 10 digits. So what is happening if I give after 10 digits? So it has, see, this is up to 10 digit. So it is taking as a mobile number. The time I give an extra digit, it is thinking that I'm giving some email ID. So it is converting, auto converting itself to email ID. So this is the feature here it is applied. So what happens? Now this will not be considered as mobile number only. If it is still 10 digit, you see plus 9 is coming. That means the code is coming. That means this application is recognizing this as a phone number only if you give till 10 digits. The moment you give more than 10 digits, is considering as an email ID. They'll be giving some email IDs. Okay. Now, you tested this input field. Now, when you click on request OTP, then also you need to check. Okay, request OTP also you need to check that when you click on request OTP, OTP is triggered to your given mobile number or email ID. That is also become one scenario. So for both, you have to test like OTP is triggered for mobile number and OTP is triggered for email ID. Okay. Now we'll be discussing some of the common terminologies used in testing. Now, when I test with correct email ID, correct phone number, that is called as positive testing. Why? Because we are testing the way the application is behaved to work. The application is expected to work in certain way, and I am testing in that certain way only. So that is a positive scenario. When I test with incorrect email ID or blank email ID, then that becomes a negative scenario. Understood? While you write, we are still not writing test case. Just I'm telling the scenario for which I'll be writing test case. Okay. So I'm telling that yes, for correct email ID, I'll be writing test case. Test case will discuss later. Okay. So here the correct email ID and correct phone number is the positive scenario. The incorrect and blank are the negative scenario. Okay. So when you test with a positive scenario, it is called as happy flow. That means you just go with the flow, the application will work. So that is happy flow. Now let's say you bring a bike, okay, a new bike. You drive it in a highway. Okay, in a highway, that is your happy path because the highway road are very good, so it will run smoothly without any disturbance. Your shock absorber and everything will work for. So that is your happy scenario. But what is your negative scenario? When you take that bike and go on riding for in a hill, in a area where there is no road, or in an area where there is mud, so that becomes a negative scenario. Understand, everyone? I need a yes, no from everyone.
Yes.
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 So, similarly, there are some of the terminologies you can say which will be using in day-to-day life while doing manual testing. So let's discuss some of these terminologies. Okay, because someone will tell you positive scenario, someone will tell you negative scenario, someone will tell you happy flow. You need to know what are all these terminologies, because when you enter the organization, people will use these words. Okay. Now let's discuss about some of the basic terminologies which are used in industry. Sure. The first terminology is bug. So what is a bug? Can anyone tell me just from the English word bug, what you understand, what is a bug? Anyone?
Bug is the error when something is wrong and something is not working.
Correct. So let's say I have designed this functionality. Okay, there is an application. The functionality is developed that if I go to electronics and click on Realme, it will show me Realme mobiles. This is my expectation. This is the requirement which the client has gave to design. My client has told if I go to electronics and go to mobile and Realme, click on Realme, all the Realme mobile, it will show in the page. Okay, this is the expectation of the client. Now the developer have developed. The developer have developed it. Now it comes to the testing team. They find that when they click on electronics, go to mobile and click on Realme page, it is showing me that in the results, it is showing me Samsung mobiles. Okay, now it is showing me Samsung mobiles. Now this is deviating from the expected result and the actual result. Expected result as per the requirement of the client is it will show me the Realme mobiles. But what is the actual result happening in the application? It is showing me Samsung mobiles. So when there is a deviation from the expected to the actual result, that we call as bug in day-to-day life. That terminology is called as bug. Okay, and it is detected by the testing team. Means you guys will be detecting these bugs. Okay, so in software testing, a bug is an informal name of defect. You can either call it as a defect or bug. It's up to you. Both are same. Okay, which means the software or application is not working as per the requirement. When we have some coding error, it will be a program to breakdown, which is known as bug, and the test engineer uses this terminology bug. Understood everyone what is bug?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now comes error. This is bug. Understood? Now comes error. So what is the error? Now see, in real time, what happens, I'll tell you how business work in real time. Now this word will also be used, business. So what is business? Business means basically the flow from client to the downline till tester and developers. Let's understand how in real time the system works. Okay, so there is a client sitting here, client sitting here. So this client will directly not come to the developer and tell the requirement. There is a client sitting here. Okay, so this client will come to whom? This client will come to BA. You must have heard about this post BA.
Yeah.
Okay, so the client comes to BA who actually understand the requirement from the client. Okay, who actually understand the requirement from the client. Then this is passed on to the . developers and testers. With the help of a document which is generally called as SRS document or requirement document, whichever name you can call it. It's up to you. SRS means software requirement specification. Okay, the full form of SRS is software requirement specification. So the business analyst understand the requirement from the client, and then they pass over that requirement to this developer and tester in the form of document which is called as SRS or requirement document. Understood? Now, let's say in this process of communication, when the client requirement till the point it reaches to the developer, in between the business analyst create a misunderstanding and actual requirement is A, it while coming to developer, it comes as B. You must have seen those videos, right? Some activities which has been done, like 5 people or 10 people are standing in a line. Someone tells some word to the first people, he again, or someone just show some diagram to the first person, he tells to the second person, again he tells the third person, he tells the fourth person, fifth person, till the last person it is reached. He may have shown apple and he may tell orange. This is the loss of information happens when it is communicated through multiple channels. Everyone must have seen this video, right? This activity. Maybe in the childhood or somewhere you have must have seen it. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Correct. So similarly here it may happen. So it shouldn't happen actually, and it doesn't happen. Means in 90% of the case, because this is an organized way of doing activity. It shouldn't happen actually. Okay. So, but let's say there is some misunderstanding, something happened that whatever the client told the requirement, the exact requirement didn't come to the developer. The client told like here, I want the color to be red, and while passing on to the developer, he thought that the color should be pink and he kept it as pink. The button color, the client wanted to be red, and while passing on and reaching to the developer, he thought it should be pink and he kept it as a pink color. In those scenarios, error happens. This coding is correct. Whatever developer understood, according to that, the coding is correct and functionality is working fine. But the requirement which was expected by the client, that got missed somehow. So that is called error. And this developer usually finds this error. This bug tester finds, and this developer finds this error. Okay. So the problem in code leads to error, which means the mistake can occur due to developer coding error as the developer misunderstood the requirement or the requirement was not defined correctly. So here, see, when the tester identifies the developer mistake, it is called as bug. When the developer identifies the business analytic mistake, that is called error. Understood, everyone?
Okay, so error is not that thing that we are finding during programming.
No.
Okay.
Programming. No. Why you do programming here? While testing, you are not doing any programming. Programming will be done by the developer, right? Why you do the
Yeah.
programming? Everyone understood what is error?
Yes.
Or no? So these are the terms actually you should know, because uh, rather than using the simple English that there was a requirement misunderstanding or like that, they will just use error. So you should know these terms so that when someone use in industry, you are aware that yes, he's trying to speak this. If you tell the same thing without using the terminology in the normal English, you may understand that yes, the requirement was not correctly passed on to the developer, so this happened. Rather than using such a big sentence, they'll just tell a error. So you need to know that what is error, then only you can understand what is getting complicated. Okay. So these are the some of the basic terms we usually use. Next is failure. So what is failure? Failure happens when there is multiple bugs. Okay. What is bugs? Or we have already discussed. Either you can call it as a bug or you can call it as a defect, which is identify the testing team. So when there is a multiple bug or defect in the application, it causes the application, a module of the application to break, or a certain page of the application to break, or don't work at all. Okay, so that is called a failure. Now, when I want to place an order for delivery, first I will just simply this example only. I want to place an order for Realme 4. This Realme 12 5G. I want to place an order. So if let's say this page, when I'm opening this page is having bug and it is broken, can I place an order? The whole functionality is hampered, right? Because this page is not opening at all. It is not giving me Realme mobiles. I'm not able to find the Realme mobiles. How I place the order? So it causes a certain part of the application to be damaged. So it doesn't mean that if I am not able to place the order for Realme, I will not be able to place the order for Samsung. For Samsung, it may be opening perfectly fine. I could place an order. So doesn't mean that one flow of the application is working means the other flow will not be working. It may be working, the other flow may be working. That means you have different rooms in your page, sorry, in your house. Let's say each room has AC installed in it. If AC in one room gets damaged, doesn't mean that other room AC will not work. Other room AC will work as it is. Okay, so that is called a failure. Everyone getting what is failure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now the very important topic. What is the difference? What is severity and what is priority? And what is the difference between severity and priority? This they may ask me interview question because this is a very important question. So severity. Severity means if that defect is not fixed, means the entire application will not work. If that defect is not fixed, that means the entire flow will not work. Let's say I can only place a order if I am able to log in. Simple. If I have to able log in, then only I can place an order. Now let's say your login page itself is not working. I'll tell you two defects. Okay, just understand two defects. The login page is not working in one of the application, and in other application, let's say your this Realme 12 5G, it is appearing some other text. Realme 14 5G it is appearing. So out of these two defect, which is more severe? Can anyone tell me?
The login one.
Login one. Because
Yeah.
if I couldn't log in, I couldn't do any activity in that application. But if the text is incorrect, Even though test is incorrect, I can place an order for that. I can do what I want to do. Even though text is incorrect, instead of Realme 12 5G, it is just writing REL, REL. It's not writing REL ME. Then also it is correct. I can place the order for that mobile. No issues. Okay. So this is called severity. That means if a certain defect is hampering a big chunk of the application, that is a more severe defect. That means it is affecting different other flows of the application. Then that is severe. Now I'll tell you if I click on electronics and click on Realme phones are not appearing, Samsung phones are appearing. That is one defect there. And another defect is there that this offer zone, it is not coming in right and it is coming in left. Then out of this, which one is more severe?
The Realme one.
Realme one, correct. So you also try, just make it interactive also, Potami, Kasif and Fazil. Okay. So that it should be an interactive session. Just tell out, nothing that it will be right or wrong. We're not giving any interview here or giving any exam. But trying is more important than being correct. Trying is more important. Okay. And these are very simple things. This is just common sense things. I'm not asking something technical or big things. Just common sense thing. Okay. So if I'm not able to place a order, if I'm clicking on Realme electronics mobile Realme, and it is appearing with Samsung mobiles, and there is a defect that opportune is appearing left to flight, then obviously this one is more severe, because if it doesn't appear, the Realme phones doesn't appear, I will not be able to place the order for Realme phones at all. So this is more severe. So here, out of the two defect, if I decide the severity, this defect will be more severe and the offer one will be less severe. So that is called severity in defects. Okay. So as a QA, you need to determine the severity, because you need to have, based on your common sense, you need to decide that yes, this particular defect is more severe. This one is less severe. Okay. Now come priority. So many people get confused that severity and priority are same. No. Priority, this severity will be decided by whom? It will be decided by the tester who's testing it. That means by you. It will be decided by you. Yes, this one is more severe. This one is less severe. But priority means there are, see, there are, let's say, this two defect only. That when I am opening Realme page, Realme phones are not coming. Samsung phones are coming, but at the offer zone, the second defect is offer zone is appearing left to the flight. Okay, this was defect. But the client say that then I don't require this Realme phone should come. That is not urgent for me. That is not urgent for me. But for me that offer zone should be right. That is more urgent for me. That client says no. In severity, the tester was saying, but here the client says no. For me, I need this first, that my offer zone should be in the right. That Realme phone are not appearing when I'm clipping the mobile Realme. That is okay. That I don't need it. That I can delay for 1 week or 2 weeks. That is okay. But I need immediately the offer zone should be in the right. That the client tells. So here, although the second defect, the upper zone defect is less severe, but it has more priority. But this Realme is having more severity, it has less priority, because priority of the defect is decided by the client, but the severity this QA who test it decides it. So it may happen that a more severe can have less priority and a less severe defect can have more priority. So both priority and severity are different. And they will ask you in interview this question: what is priority and what is severity, and give me examples. That is a COSAT interview question. Understood everyone? I need a yes from everyone. Or else if you have doubt, ask.
Yes.
Understood.
Okay. Now there is a term called root cause analysis and debugging. Okay. You must, when you enter the organization to this particular field, they will tell you a defect has came. Just debug it and find the RCM. So the full form passage root cause analysis. Okay, now see. I tell you, you are staying in a locality. Okay, and somehow you have allergy to sound. Okay, somehow you have your body is allergic to high sound. Okay, so what happens in your localities? The neighborhood play loud music. He always play loud music. Okay, so when you play loud music, as you are allergic to high noise, so you get headache. Okay, so you get headache. So when you get headache, what are the two different options you have? Tell me. What are the? Just try. Just give it a try. Okay. So because this is basically when I want it to be more interactive, because it will also help you to develop your logical thinking. Now I am asking you, if I am allergic to high sound and my neighbor play loud sound. Okay. So I will be having headache. So what would be my option to resolve that? Tell me.
One is I can put something in my ear that I can't hear that noise, or I'll move from that place.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. So there can be three resolutions to this problem. First is I'll take medication, that headache medication. Okay. I'll go to the medicine shop and tell I'm having headache, give me a medication, I'll take it. Yeah. That is first solution. The second solution, as someone mentioned, that you can go far away from that place and your headache will be okay. Then once it is okay, you come back. Then the third solution is I will do some complaints against him to the authorities and they will direct that person to stop that loud music. So out of all these three solutions, what was the root cause? Now I'll ask you, what was the root cause of my headache? What is the root cause of my headache? Loud noise led by the neighbor. But I found three solutions. Okay, I found three solutions. So why? Because the first two solutions which I took, that is taking medication or go out somewhere and the headache will go out. So these two I gave a solution without killing the root cause. The root cause was that loud music. I didn't kill that root cause. I just did an alternative way. So what will happen? Again, the same issue will occur. Again, the same issue, and I will have headache again. It will on occurring again and again because I'm not killed the root cause of that issue. I just found a temporary solution. With that help, I just get relief for a temporary time. Okay, but if I just dig it, I debug. When you dig it to the problem, that is called as debugging. So when I debug the problem and find the root cause, and I found the root cause is that loud music played by my neighbor, what I can do, I can just eliminate that root cause so that the same problem doesn't happen to me again in the future. Okay. Similarly, in an application, when you have a defect, you need to dig deep into it, which will be called as debugging. Which will be called as debugging to find the root cause why it has appeared in the application. This process is called as root cause analysis. Clear, everyone?
Yes.
Gautami, puzzle?
Yes.
Okay. So, root cause analysis or RCA in software testing is an effective process to identify the root cause of software defect or problem. During the software development lifecycle, it identifies the underlying causes of issues over the surface level sectors and appear anomalies in the system. Now, so what are the type of root causes? Okay, so how that defect can happen in a application? Okay, so first is a human cause. Okay, so what is a human cause? That means I am a human. To make mistake is obvious. No human in this world is perfect, right? To err is human. So human may make mistake while coding. The developer might make mistake while storing the data in the database. The correct data is not stored. So that is a human mistake. Okay. When the coding error is there, that is a human mistake, which the developer did. Then the second type of defect, it can be a physical defect. What is a physical defect? Let's say coding is correct, everything is correct, but there is a hardware failure. That means there is a hard disk failure or OS failure. So that is a physical defect that you don't have any control. Okay. But the human defect, obviously you have the full control and it occurs because of you only. But this physical defect, you have no control. It may happen out of your knowledge. So the next is your organizational cause. Organizational causes means this poor communication which we discussed now. The BA have not passed the right requirement to the developer. So the developer understood the wrong requirement and he coded accordingly. So these are the three major reasons for which this problem occurred. So when the problem occurs and when defect occurs, you are doing the root cause analysis. You first need to check that your human defect is not there. That means your coding is correct. Then you check the physical defect, physical cause. That means your hardware, your system, everything is correct. Then you need to check the organizational change that if the right information has been passed and it is not missed in between. Okay, so the most common 3 R's of root cause analysis is first will be recognize, rectify, and replicate. So what is recognize? Obviously, we'll follow all those process to recognize the defect, recognize the root cause, why it is occurring. Either it is a physical cause or your human cause or your organizational cause. So once you find it, you rectify that. If it is a coding error due to human, just rectify the code. If it is a physical cause, then rectify the uh, environment in which you are testing, or if it is an organization cause, rectify the requirement document. Now, once you rectify, again you need to replicate. You need to retest that, recheck that yes, it has been resolved. So not that it is rectified once it is rectified. You have to again reconfirm. As a tester, first you recognize it. Then the developer will rectify it. Then again you need to replicate it to confirm that yes, that is not occurring again. Understood everyone? Yes, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, next. Next is your verification and validation. Okay, now I'll tell you. Let's say there is a land and you are going to construct a building in that land and you give a contract. You are not yourself building the land, you give a contractor that yes, you take this money, you build the house. Okay, so what the contractor will do? You will have a master plan which is given by a civil engineer. That is your SRS document in your IT industry. Okay, so you will have that a particular plan according to which you will build the building. Now, every time he builds a building, he check the plans and build the building accordingly. Whatever the plan is in the pen and paper, he will do the same thing physically also. So that process which this contractor is following, that is called as verification. We're just checking the requirement document and building accordingly. So developer will do that verification part. They will just check the requirement document, design the code accordingly. Okay, so what is the purpose? Same thing. It checks whether the software conforms to the specific requirement or not. So I have the requirement document, according to that I'm developing it. Now timing is it comes with the validation. But what is validation? Validation is that the contractor completed the whole building. Now you are going to that house and you are checking the windows are of good quality, windows have been properly installed, the door has been properly installed, the drainage is proper, the pipes are correct, the electric wiring have all the points and all. The process which you do now after the building is built, that is called a validation. Okay. So what is validation? I'll be checking the end product. So this will be done by the tester. That means you guys will be doing validation. So what is validation? We'll be testing the final product that yes, it is what that is expected as in the product. Okay. So it checks whether the software meets the requirement and the expectation of the customer. Okay. So it comes after verification. Understood everyone? So this is also interview important interview question. They'll ask you what is the difference between verification and validation. Everyone clear?
Yes.
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 Okay, last is your test bed and test scenario. Okay, so what is a test bed? Test bed of environment is basically the hardware in which we'll be testing. The complete operating system, the RAM, the CPU, everything. This is basically the environment where we'll be testing. Now, if I'm testing this application, I click that means I have a particular environment. The environment is my laptop, right? So that is called as test bed or environment in uh, IT industry. Okay, so then what is test scenario? So a test scenario is a document that covers the end-to-end functionality of the software very quickly, mostly in one line. Okay, so I'll tell you what is test scenario. So when I am telling all this, these are one test case. So this can be a test case 1. Sure. This can be your test case 2 till test case 9. These are your 9 test cases. But everything will come under a scenario. What is the scenario? Test login picture. So this is a scenario. Scenario is high level, which search in which inside which the test cases come. So login is one scenario. Inside that you will be having this 9 test cases. Similarly, like in certain cases, Realme mobiles can be one scenario. So inside that you will be having different Realme mobiles for test case for different Realme mobiles. Cart may be one scenario. Inside that the cart page you maybe have different test case for different testing. Payment may be one scenario. Inside the payment you may have different test case for different mode of payment you are doing. So this is scenario, which is a high level thing which tells us, which gives us a high level idea. Okay, because it's just like end user. If I tell test login feature, he may understand it, but if I tell correct email ID, incorrect email ID, he will not understand it. Okay, that is not his point of concern. Sure, this is basically what the end user understands. Test scenario. It's the high level scenario inside which test cases come. Understood, everyone?
Yes. Sir,
Yeah, ask.
here validation means white box testing and a black box testing. Is it right?
See, validation obviously will include all these
Dynamic
things.
test.
Yes, correct. Validation will include all these things because here we are testing the end product, right?
Yes.
When you test the end product, for any of the means that is your validation. We'll learn about all those things later on. So yeah.
So test bed and test scenario is the same thing, right?
How it is the same.
Okay, so
It's
test bed
different.
are the test cases.
No. Test bed is the environment in which you are testing. That means, let's say I'm opening this, I've opened this PPT. I've opened in the hardware, right? I've opened in a laptop, Lenovo laptop having 8 GB RAM or i5 processor. That is my test bed. That is the environment. Having Windows OS, so that is my environment of the test bed. On which machine or on which hardware you are testing, along with the system software. The hardware plus your system software is an environment, not test bed. Clear?
Yes.
So whatever we learned today, everyone clear? Dhanyawad.
Clear. It's clear.
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll end the class today for here. We'll again meet tomorrow.